As Grand Marshal of Dixie State University, it is my privilege to proclaim the opening of the 2016 Spring Commencement. Please stand and join in singing our national anthem. Please be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Michael LaCourse, Dixie State University Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs.
Thank you, Professor Blakely, for the presentation of the University Mace. We also thank our banner carriers representing each discipline and the D. Members of the class of 2016, Board of Trustees, distinguished faculty, administrative staff, and honored guests, greetings to all of you, and a very special welcome to the parents, spouses, partners, relatives, and friends of our graduates. Your encouragement, support, and presence in the lives of these students has contributed greatly to this joyous occasion. It is now my honor to recognize the commencement participants on the stage. When I call their names, I ask that they briefly stand and then be seated. Please hold your applause until all of our guests have been announced. Seated with us on the stand this afternoon are Dixie State University President, Dr. Richard B. Williams. Commencement speakers, Ms. Patricia W. Jones, who will deliver today's commencement address, and also serves as a member of the Utah State Board of Regents. Ms. Leela Shankula, DSU's Associate Valedictorian and Student Speaker. Members of the Utah State Senate, Mr. Stephen H. Urquhart. Members of the Utah House of Representatives, Mr. Bradley G. Last, who also serves as DSU Vice President of University Advancement. Mr. John Stannard. Members of the Utah State Board of Regents, Ms. Leslie Brooks Castle, Dr. Robert W. Prince, Mr. Mark R. Stoddard. Dixie State University Board of Trustees, Dr. Christina J. Durham, Chair. Mr. David L. Clark, Vice Chair. Ms. Elizabeth R. Bingham. Mr. Matt DeVore, DSUSA Outgoing President. Ms. Sarah Raymaker, DSUSA Incoming President. Mr. Hal Hyatt, who also serves as Alumni Association President. Ms. Gail C. Smith, former Dixie State University Presidents, Dr. Douglas D. Alder, and Dr. Robert Huddleston, who is sitting with the faculty. Ms. Kelly Stevens, President of Dixie Applied Technology College. Mr. Brian Reed, Assistant Principal, Success Academy. Mr. Lamont Smith, Kane County Commissioner. Washington County Commissioners, Mr. Alan D. Gardner, Chair. Mr. Victor Iverson. Mr. Zachary D. Renstrom. Mayor John Bramall from Hurricane City. Mayor Pro Tem Mary Jo Hafen, Santa Clara City. Mayor Ken Nielsen, Washington City. Dixie State University representatives, Mr. Frank B. Loico, Vice President, Student Affairs and Government Relations. Mr. Paul C. Morris, Vice President of Administrative Affairs. Mr. Courtney R. White, Chief of Staff. Mr. Dowajo D. Hicks, General Counsel. Mr. Dale Beatty, Dean of Students. Dr. Richard Featherstone, Dean of the School of Humanities. Dr. Carol Grady, Dean of the School of Health Sciences. Dr. Jeffrey W. Jarvis, Dean of the School of Visual and Performing Arts. Dr. Eric D. Pedersen, Dean of the School of Science and Technology. Dr. Brenda Saby, Dean of the School of Education. Ms. Becky A. Smith, Dean of Academic and Community Outreach. Dr. Kyle Wells, Dean of the School of Business and Communications. Dr. Erin O'Brien, past President, DSU Faculty Senate. Dr. Nancy Hauk, President, DSU Faculty Senate. Ms. Andrea Brown, President, DSU Exempt Staff Association. Ms. Debbie Millett, President, DSU Classified Staff Association. And our readers, Dr. Nate Staley and Mr. Eric Young. Thank you all for being with us today. A detailed list of platform guests is included in the printed program for your reference. I wish to acknowledge and express our gratitude to the many volunteers who make this ceremony possible. Sincere thanks to our wonderful staff and faculty graduation volunteers. Would our faculty please stand? Welcome to our esteemed faculty. Among them are several of our faculty emeriti in the front two rows. It is worth noting that Professor Emeritus Dr. Andrew Barnum is here attending his 57th consecutive commencement ceremony. We also note with sadness the passing of Donna K. Parkinson, retired in 1988, faculty emeritus in home economics, who died on May 25, 2015, and Lois D. Thomas, retired in 1987 in English, died June 27, 2015. It is now my honor and privilege to introduce Dr. Richard B. Williams, 18th President of Dixie State University. President Williams.
Thank you, Dr. LaCourse. Graduates, family and friends, members of Utah State Board of Regents, Dixie State Board of Trustees, platform guests, faculty, staff, and administration, it is my honor to welcome you to these commencement exercises. I'd like to give a special welcome to the family and friends of our graduates. Would you please stand and be recognized for support and assistance you have provided to our graduates? We trust you are proud of the achievements of your graduate and are satisfied that Dixie State University has served them well. The entire university takes great pride in the role it plays in helping students during the short time they are with us. To the faculty and staff, thank you for the important work you do to help our students succeed. The dedication you display by committing your lives to education is more than commendable. I'd also like to express my gratitude to Regent Pat Jones for being here today to provide our keynote address. We are truly honored to have her with us and excited to hear her words of wisdom. I also look forward to hearing from Leela Shankula. Congratulations, Leela, for being selected to represent your classmates. Graduates, today is the beginning of a new phase in your lives. I want to be one of the first to congratulate you on what you have achieved. I'm looking forward to seeing you enthusiastically apply the skills and knowledge you have garnered while at Dixie State to advance your careers, serve your communities, and literally help change the world. In my observation, there are 5 values you have learned at Dixie State that will help you be successful in your lives. The first is the value of determination. You came to Dixie State determined to get a degree. This determination made you go to class, study, and learn. Today, you're receiving a diploma, evidence of a college education. You are now a peer within a very small group of individuals when compared to our world's population. The lessons of determination you have learned will help you be successful in your life. Be determined in all that you do. The second is the value of gaining intelligence. What I'm about to tell you is something you do not want to hear, especially since I know many of you at the completion of your last final have made a very vocal proclamation that you will never ever have homework again. Well, I hate to tell you this, but learning is a lifelong endeavor. The skills you have learned at Dixie State to ask questions, to problem solve, and to critically analyze will serve you well. This world continues to evolve rapidly, and one must be willing to adapt to these changes to continue to succeed. I encourage you to continue learning throughout your lives, and if you don't want to call it homework, call it something else. The third value is of goal setting. You knew you wanted a college education. You set your goals, you worked hard to achieve those goals, and now you are a college graduate. You can be whatever you want to be. You can accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. Start today. Write on the back of your commencement program what you want to be in 10 years. Write what you hope to have accomplished in 20 years. Always have goals that help you make you stretch. The fourth is the value of involvement. I have seen few universities that teach the value of involvement like Dixie State University. You've gotten involved. You've been part of clubs and organizations. You have served the community, whitewashed the D, attended performances, danced in foam, and participated in Great Race. As you leave here today, I ask that you stay connected to your university. Join the Alumni Association, become involved in your local, area, and regional alumni associations, return for homecoming and other annual events you've come to enjoy. Stay connected. Look for opportunities to help Dixie State grow in its service to its future students. This year, our university was assisted in a very big way by our alumni who wanted to give back. First, Dr. Craig and Maureen Booth both gave $500,000 to bolster our honors program, a program that benefits our students. We then received a $1.5 million donation from an anonymous Dixie alum in support of your Student Recreation Center, the Human Performance Center. Then last, but certainly not least, it has been 1 week from today that we announced that an alum, Sean Aldridge, and his business partner, Shane Perkins of Legend Solar, donated $10 million to Dixie State University. This donation is the largest donation in the history of our university. They gave to make Dixie State University a better institution for students of tomorrow. Stay involved, and most importantly, nurture and grow the personal relationships that you have formed with fellow students and the faculty and staff of Dixie State University. The fifth and final value is excellence. Be the very best in everything you do. There is a reason why professors bleed red ink all over your papers. They care. Now, I know that you are thinking, if the amount of red ink on your papers directly correlates with how much your professors cared, they must have been madly in love with you. They were. They have taught you the process of becoming better. This year, as part of our strategic plan, we set out to create a new identity for our institution. Universities all across the country have attempted to do this, but they have failed. We succeeded because we defined an identity that has always existed. We are trailblazers. Trailblazers are people that make, do, or discover something new and make it acceptable or popular. In your pursuit of excellence, we believe in you. We believe you will be the trailblazers that make the world a better place. Be excellent in all you do and blaze your own trail. Thank you for all you do and have been given to this great institution as students. I also want to thank you for what you're about to contribute as our wonderful alumni. I hope you return often. To each of you, congratulations and best wishes for a rich and fulfilling life. Go Trailblazers.
We now pay tribute to our honors graduates. Their names are listed in the program. The distinction of honors is awarded to recipients of associate degrees according to the following standards. Honors are awarded to students whose cumulative GPA is at least 3.5. High honors are awarded to students whose cumulative GPA is at least 3.75. Dixie State University recognizes all honor graduates with a golden honor cord as part of their regalia. Will all associate degree honors graduates please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. We again congratulate these students for their outstanding academic achievements. We want to pause and express our deepest gratitude to all of our graduates who are veterans, who have served or are serving in the military. Will all graduates who are veterans or are currently serving in the military please stand and receive the honor and gratitude of this assembly. Will all veterans and active military personnel in the audience also please stand and receive our gratitude. Thank you. In selecting our valedictorian student speaker this year, we invited all interested associate degree candidates with cumulative GPAs of 3.98 or higher to apply for this honor. A faculty committee evaluated and selected a speaker. I am pleased to introduce to you now our student speaker, Leela Shankula. Leela grew up on the Great Plains of the Midwest and is a native of Kansas. She moved to southern Utah in 2006 and has made it home where she and her husband are raising their 2 children. She is pursuing a biomedical science bachelor's degree at Dixie State University with the intent of applying to medical school. Leela.
Thank you for giving me this great honor of representing the Dixie State University Associate Graduating Class of 2016. We are able to celebrate this momentous achievement today due to the support of those around us. I would like to give a special thanks to Dr. Richard Williams, President of Dixie State University, the Board of Trustees, our professors, our families, our mentors, and our friends. Without their support, we would not have been able to spend countless hours at the library, discuss class in the offices of our professors, or study with our peers, all while working towards this very day, graduation. My journey at Dixie State University began unexpectedly in the fall of 2013 when my spouse received devastating news regarding a decline in his health and was faced with the question, how will I be able to support our family? As a mother of 2, I did not have an answer. Knowing that the last class that I had taken was 10 years ago, I was terrified to apply to Dixie State University. The advice of former United States Representative Gabrielle Giffords gave me strength. Be bold, be courageous, be your best. My career goals have evolved during my time here at Dixie, due to in great part to the wonderful mentoring that I've received from our professors and our faculty. I have loved every moment of my time here at Dixie State University and am excited to continue with my education here as I work towards a bachelor's degree in biomedical science. When preparing this speech, I came across Dixie State University's mission to deliver excellent teaching and prepare knowledgeable, competent students to maintain and achieve involvement and positive collaboration with students, faculty, staff, and the community to foster an economic and community development. In so, facilitating educational, cultural, and recreational enrichment. Through fulfillment of their mission, Dixie State University has presented many opportunities to prepare me for a successful future. A specific program that I have been involved in at Dixie State University is the Rural Health Scholars Program. This program has challenged me and advised me on how to achieve my career goals. Through involvement at Dixie State University, I've received leadership opportunities and gained a strong passion for serving my community. Sandra Day O'Connor, the first woman appointed to the U.S. Supreme Court and a recipient of the Presidential Medal of Freedom, advises, be aware that even before you have reached your ultimate professional destination, if you always strive for excellence, you can and should have a substantial impact on the world in which you live. Regardless if our journey at Dixie State has come to a conclusion or if we have just begun, we will all take with us the passion of conviction. My parting words of advice would to remember the words of Gabrielle Giffords. Be bold, be courageous, be your best. Congratulations to the Dixie State University's Associate Graduating Class of 2016. We are trailblazers. Let us make our mark.
Thank you, Leela. It is now my honor to introduce our commencement speaker, Patricia W. Jones. This year's commencement speaker graduated magna cum laude from the University of Utah and currently serves on the Utah Board of Regents, as well as on the advisory boards of a number of organizations. Additionally, she is the CEO of the Women's Leadership Institute, which was formed in January 2015 to elevate the stature of female leadership. As co-founder of Dan Jones and Associates, Ms. Jones helped lead and manage the company as its president for 35 years. She also served in the Utah legislature from 2000 to 2014 and held leadership positions during 12 of those years. She truly is a pillar in Utah's nonprofit and higher education communities. Patricia is married to Dr. Dan E. Jones for the past 40 years and has 4 children, 3 stepchildren, and 16 grandchildren. Regent Jones.
Good afternoon. What a beautiful sight. I love red, and you look beautiful in it. The members of the Utah Board of Regents just received these new regalia. How do you like it? You like it? I have to admit, the arms are a little big, a little poofy. So since you're getting a new football stadium, do not mistake me for your new linebacker. Okay? President Williams, distinguished platform guests, faculty members, and honored graduates, parents, family, and friends, congratulations to the class of 2016. I express my deep appreciation for the privilege that is mine to address you on this very special occasion. In 1960, I climbed up the steps of an old rickety blue bus destined for 2 weeks of Girl Scout camp at Cloud Rim above Park City. I remember looking out of the open bus window as the bus sputtered to make it up the steep inclines through Park City. It was a ghost town. One old wood-frame dilapidated house after another, and not a sign of life in the entire town. It even smelled weird, a combination of dust, oil, and rotten wood. It was eerie and a little scary for a 10-year-old girl. Sensing that many of the young girls felt the same way, the wise Girl Scout leader on board began to lead the busload of young girls in a song. It's a simple nursery song that is often sung in a round, and one side of the bus began singing at first, the other half starting in later. My message to you today is encapsulated in the simple little song that this busload of young Girl Scouts sang in a round while driving the inclines of then ghost town Park City. The song is a metaphor of life. It goes like this: row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Let's examine the words to that familiar song and how they relate to your life as you begin your respective journeys on this hallmark day. First, row. Row is an action verb. It suggests that a person does something, performs. Notice that the song really wants you to row. In fact, it repeats the action 3 times. Row, row, row. And you'd better bring your oars. Bringing your oars means having sufficient preparation and skill sets that employers want and expect in a workforce. Each of you has mastered skills by virtue of your completing the requirements for graduation. But this is not the time to stop sharpening those skills that prospective employers are looking for. What do employers want in you? What skills are getting more and more difficult to find? What can you do to maximize your value to companies that are willing to invest in you and embrace you in their organizations? Several months ago, I was asked to conduct interviews with some of Utah's top employers, many of them in high-tech industries. The results have been in public domain, so I feel comfortable sharing them with you. The purpose of the study was exactly the questions I just asked you. What are employers looking for in the emerging workforce? It is crystal clear that employers are having difficulty finding graduates entering the workforce with 4 specific skills. Do you know what those skills are? Number 1, oral communication. Number 2, written communication. Number 3, critical thinking. And number 4, problem-solving skills. Importantly, while demand for those skills is dramatically increasing, employers claim those skills are getting harder to find in many of today's workers. They are looking for workers that can find solutions and care about customers. They are looking for empathy, for relationship builders. They are looking for people who understand not only languages, but cultures. Employers value young people who are willing to learn from and value more seasoned or older coworkers. Those that are hiring you want creators, not cut and pasters. And employers are looking for a strong work ethic, people who know how to row and who want to row. Let's move to the second part of the bar in the song. Row, row, row your boat. Not someone else rowing your boat. Not you rowing someone else's boat. It means you rowing your own boat and everyone else doing their own rowing. Rowing your own boat means taking personal responsibility for your own decisions and actions. It means charting your own course for your life with you as the captain. I'd like to mention just one specific thing you can do to be your own captain, rowing your own boat and assuming responsibility for yourself in your own life. It is this: be financially responsible and financially literate. Some of you are working in occupations now and will continue in those positions. Some of you will take time off. Still others will begin new careers, and for the first time, you may have a little more money than you have been accustomed to. If you remember one thing from this message today that will help you more than anything else, it is that irresponsible behaviors can lead to financial ruin. And financial ruin will ruin your life. I will never forget the response of a young man I interviewed when he was asked what pushed him over the cliff to declare bankruptcy. Without hesitation, he said, "I bought a new boat, so I needed to buy a new truck to pull it. But put money aside for a rainy day. Rainy days happen. Plan for your retirement. Chances are very good that one day you will retire. Live within your means. If you have student loan debt, as most students today do, have a plan to pay it off as soon as possible. Get help from experts if you need it. Graduates, going into a spiral of debt is not rowing your own boat. Rather, irresponsible debt is like falling out of a boat and drowning in the lake." Our little song continues. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. 2 important things here. Down the stream, allowing the current to be your ally, your friend. And as you go gently down the stream of life, there will be boulders, sharp branches hanging over your boat, and rapids, sometimes raging rapids. Your stream will be unique to you. You will master these obstacles because you can and because you are your own captain. After all, it's your stream. Make it your friend. Ride gently with it. Quit fighting the current by trying to go upstream. Life does not come with a motor for your boat. Row it gently down the stream. Now the lighter part of the song. Merrily, 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 merrily. The late Nancy Reagan offered the following sage advice about living with gusto. Life can be great, but not when you cannot see it. So open your eyes to life, see it in the vivid colors that God gave us as a precious gift to his children, to enjoy life to the fullest and to make it count. Say yes to your life. Gliding merrily down your stream of life is to embolden your soul with a positive outlook. Give others the benefit of doubt. Forgive. Shun impulses to blame or to find offense in meaningless things. For nearly 40 years, I was in the business of measuring public opinion at Dan Jones and Associates. Over those decades, I found an interesting phenomenon. It seemed no matter what the topic measured, from roads, schools, public transit, higher education, criminal justice, public safety, healthcare, and government in general, approximately 25 to 30% of those answering the surveys were contrarians. In fact, the percentage of those with negative views became so predictable that we ascribed to them an acronym, CAVES, Citizens Against Virtually Everything. Interestingly, similar proportions of contrarians are popping up in national polls in today's volatile political election process, and the numbers of naysayers seems to be growing. Another thing I learned in my years of doing research, people are better able to articulate what they don't want than what they do want. I am confident that the education that you have mastered at this wonderful university has helped you know what you do want for yourself, your family, and for your community. Be an engaged citizen that contributes and builds rather than criticizes and belittles. With both of your oars in the water, glide merrily down the stream. The concluding phrase in our song is this: life is but a dream. Each of you has hopes and aspirations. This tremendous university, Dixie State University, also has dreams and aspirations. Under the skilled leadership of President Williams and his leadership team, including the Board of Trustees, the faculty, staff, students, and community members, Dixie State University, your alma mater, now has a strategic plan, giving this institution a vision for the future. That plan is designed to help each student map out their dreams. Huge numbers of students share your dream of attending Dixie State. Admissions at this school have grown from 1,700 to more than 7,700 in the past year. Your university is known as the best value for the money in the entire state of Utah. Perhaps most important, Dixie State University has morphed into a true academic experience for students. Just 10 years ago, the school offered 4 BA majors. It now offers 30 BA majors, and in 2020 will offer 42 such degrees. With great credit to the leaders of this institution, you can always be proud of your diploma from Dixie State University. You truly are trailblazers. As our song goes, life is but a dream, but dreams need an action plan. You will now be transitioning from scholarship to leadership. As university graduates, you are automatically placed in a select club. With your new designation, you are models and leaders. As you now prepare to row gently downstream and do it merrily, and with a forward vision, I'd like to leave you with a final message, a story about 2 styles of leadership. One story about June bugs and one about geese. Listen carefully for the type of leader you prefer to be. When my brother lived in Florida last year, he called me and described how he had built his own organic traps for June bugs that had invaded his garden. Simply put, it was a small canvas bag with an open top and a fragrant substance at the bottom to attract the bugs. And come they did. As he dutifully checked his June bug trap the next morning, he saw several critters trying to scale the wall of the canvas bag, climbing one on top of the other. Over and over as the leader of the pack nearly reached the top of the bag to escape, the weight of all of the June bugs collectively crashed to the floor. The bugs then slowly righted themselves and began the long climb again with the same futile outcome until all of the June bugs met their fate. Contrast the June bug story to that of geese. Have you ever wondered why geese fly in a V formation? Scientists conclude that there are two important reasons. Number one, flying in formation conserves their energy. Taking advantage of reduced wind resistance, each bird flies slightly above the bird in front of him. When the bird in front gets tired, it falls back and allows a different bird to take the headwind. The geese can then fly much longer before they are forced to stop and rest. Without this type of leadership and cooperation, the geese would be unable to make the long journey to their destination. The second reason why geese fly in a V formation is to keep track of all of the other birds in the group. Again, scientists believe that flying in formation may assist with the communication and coordination between the team of geese, which seems to be more important to geese than to June bugs. In both examples, the participants want to get somewhere. We could say they have dreams. The successful scenario, the geese, offers the roadmap on how to do it. First, geese appear very willing to share leadership roles. They have a vision of where they are going. Geese seem to understand that every member of the team is important and will have opportunities to take the headwind, and they do it for the sake of survival of the entire team. I have also heard unconfirmed stories that geese that give up and fall to the ground are followed by the other birds in a final gesture of camaraderie before the surviving geese take off again. Congratulations, graduates of Dixie State University, class of 2016. May you enjoy your journey with both oars in the water, row your own boat mightily and merrily, going with the flow and leading collaboratively. This is your day to celebrate, and this is your day to start your journey on your stream of life. I would like to now have you sing Row, Row, Row Your Boat. Here we go. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Good luck.
On behalf of Dixie State University, I want to thank Regent Jones for not only speaking to all of you, but this is her second commencement speech of the day. And we'd like to show our appreciation by presenting her with a little piece of Dixie, which is a Dixie Rock, and thank her from the bottom of our hearts. So please join me in thanking her.
Thank you, Regent Jones. We all will have a new and profound appreciation for the words of that famous childhood song, Row, Row, Row Your Boat. We will next be pleased to listen to the Dixie State Symphony Orchestra under the direction of Dr. Paul Abegg as they present Russian Easter Overture, Opus 36, by Nikolai Rimsky-Korsakov. We now turn to the awarding of degrees. Names of the individual degree candidates will be read by Communication Professor Eric Young and Accounting Professor Dr. Nate Staley. Out of respect for each graduate, I ask students and members of the audience to please remain quiet while the names are announced so that all in attendance may hear. Please withhold your recognition until the entire school has been introduced. Also, we have a professional photographer taking photos of the graduates as they walk through the D. Please keep the area around the D clear to allow us to keep up a timely pace. We have placed a D on the South Concourse and others out on campus for family and friends to take photos with their graduate after the ceremony. School of Business and Communication. The candidates from the School of Business and Communication will be presented by Dean Kyle Wells.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present candidates from the School of Business and Communication. Will the candidates please arise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have satisfactorily completed or will complete all the requirements for associate degrees of applied science in marketing, general technology, or operations management, or associates of arts in business. On the recommendation of the faculty, I am pleased to present these candidates to you.
Thank you, Dean Wells. I invite the candidates from the School of Business and Communication to come forward. Candidates will be greeted by Trustee Vice Chair David Clark.
Ruben Sele. Maria Aramillo. Melissa Sasaki.
Mary McFadden.
Brooke Anderson.
Tyler Stevens.
Ricky Heimer.
Caleb John Hurst.
Johnny Lindquist.
Paige Vanderhayden.
Shane Beckstrand.
Acacia Gillespie.
Candidates from the School of Education will be presented by Dean Brenda Saby.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates from the School of Education. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have satisfactorily completed or will complete all the requirements for the Associate of Applied Science, Associate of Science, or Associate of Arts in Early Childhood Education. On the recommendation of the faculty, I am pleased to present the candidates to you.
Thank you, Dean Saby. I invite the candidates from the School of Education to come forward. Candidates will be greeted by Trustee Gail Smith.
Gareth Houston McMillan.
Kenria Vanderwater.
Megan Ashley Henson.
Alejandra Portoles Colas.
Lindsay Child.
Sarah C. Farr.
Janice Laub Sullivan.
Delbert Wise.
The candidates from the School of Health Sciences will be presented by Dean Carol Grady.
Present the candidates from the School of Health Sciences. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have satisfactorily completed or will complete all the requirements for the Applied Associate of Science in Dental Hygiene, Emergency Medical Laboratory Sciences, Medical Radiography, Nursing, Respiratory Therapy, or Physical Therapist Assistant. On the recommendation of the faculty, I am pleased to present these candidates to you.
Thank you, Dean Grady. I invite the candidates from the School of Health Sciences to come forward. Candidates will be greeted by Trustee Chair Chris Durham.
Marissa Ann Stevenson.
Colton Wade Argyle.
Paul Dattich.
Gina Lolo Fiai.
MJ Gubler.
Lindsay Clark.
Brandy Perry.
Jennifer Brooke Gracia.
Rhiannon Ostenberg.
Chelsea Schwalger.
Emily Orchard.
Jared Green.
Jeremy Green.
Austin Ames.
Erin Raquel Williams.
Shelby Hewlett.
Jay Waite.
Ryan Forrest.
Jordan Perry Nelson.
Shiloh Joseph.
J. Scott Taylor.
Kelsey Hicks.
Lindsay Stuckey.
Whitney Warner.
Laura Lindsay.
Brett Badge German.
Matthew Sivald.
Barry Kryling.
Curtis Levi Lindsay.
Madeline Larson.
Joni Oswald.
Nicole Meekum.
Ashley Tanner.
Misty Gardner.
Tori Gubler.
Jamie Burton.
Jared Martin.
Jeffrey Johnson.
Nanette Stewart.
Susan S. Monks.
Laura Malafau.
Marley Meekum.
Jace Hager.
Samuel Taylor.
Sean Huff.
Amy Lynn Stewart.
Lisa Annette Scott.
Shandy Cravens.
The candidates from the School of Humanities will be presented by Dean Richard Featherstone.
Provost LaCours, I wish to present the candidates from the School of Humanities. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCours, these candidates have satisfactorily completed or will complete all requirements for the Associate of Science in Criminal Justice. On the recommendation of the faculty, I am pleased to present the candidates to you.
Thank you, Dean Featherstone. I invite the candidates from the School of Humanities to come forward. Candidates will be greeted by Trustee Gail Smith.
Juan Felahancio.
Cody Sparks.
Corinne Facer.
Sarah Jansen.
Suzette Sanchez.
Jennifer Clark.
Jose Zuniga.
Rebecca Gonzalez.
Kendra Jensen.
Ben Bryant Stevenson.
Carrie DeLucchi.
Julie Lynn Heiner.
The candidates from the School of Science and Technology will be presented by Dean Eric Pedersen.
Provost LaCours, I wish to present the candidates from the School of Science and Technology. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCours, these candidates have successfully completed or will complete all the requirements for an Applied Associate of Science in Automotive Mechanics or an Associate degree in Pre-Engineering. On recommendation of the faculty, I am pleased to present these candidates.
Thank you, Dean Pedersen. I invite the candidates from the School of Science and Technology to come forward. Candidates will be greeted by Trustee Gail Smith.
Chunpong Su.
Ming Fei La.
Jasmine Olivas.
Jeremy Robertson.
Gary Owens.
Mitchell Board.
Jocelyn Sorensen.
Hannah Morel.
Brandon Pledger.
Lucretia Maloney.
The candidates for DSU's program in General Studies with the degree of Associate of Art or Science in General Studies will be presented by Dean Becky Smith.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates from DSU's program in General Studies. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have satisfactorily completed or will complete all the requirements for the degree of Associate of Art or Science in General Studies. On the recommendation of faculty, I am pleased to present these candidates to you.
Thank you, Dean Smith. I invite the candidates from DSU's General Studies program to come forward. Candidates will be greeted by Trustee Elizabeth Bingham, Trustee Chair Chris Durham, Trustee Vice Chair David Clark, and Trustee Gail Smith.
Bradley Claycomb.
Katrina Bassel.
Marley Chirick.
Delaney Marcotte.
Morgan Young.
Benson Laumutia.
Rashida Laumutia.
Lorena Morales Alegria.
Austin King.
Scott Pulsifer.
Allison Bennett.
J. Rick Smart.
Diana Smith.
Paige Bowler.
Logan Crawford.
Hannah Beth Morton.
Shelby Smith.
Jamie Alvarez.
Holly Vandre.
Momoka Watanabe.
Jillian Foxcroft.
Kyle Behunin.
Caitlin Disney.
Man Cheng La.
Bridget Rauchi.
Claudia De La Cruz.
Megan Farrell.
Jordan Roa.
Alex Anderson.
Corina Larson.
Janet Neri.
Rosalia Lojkar.
Tama Chaz Perez.
Luis Gonzalez.
Ashton Foy.
Curtis Oriz.
Elizabeth Elise Reinhardt.
Destiny Knudsen.
Alexa Springs.
Austin L. Osborne.
Rachel K. McBride Christ.
Emily Wilson Johnson.
Mary Utley.
Sydney Knight.
Elizabeth Jones.
Robin Cannon.
Heather Christensen.
Spencer Hall.
Robert Hall.
Sean Hershey.
Michaela Meekum.
Savannah Elise Woods.
Amberly Bryn Winder.
Timothy Harrison.
Tana Nanau.
Morgan Wilson.
Kaylee Remish.
Amy Green.
Brittany Bitton.
Garrett McMullen.
Leslie Williamson Tanner.
Kristen Perry.
Kevin Price.
Damian Miera.
Sierra Williams.
Kyle Reese.
Carolina Sanchez.
Jennifer Michelle Green.
Alara Barnes.
Cheyenne Street.
Alexei Ananin.
Whitney Ananin.
Preston O'Brien.
Jordan Barnett.
Robert Russell.
Anna Rosas.
Shad Quincy Newby.
Tashay Terry.
Alyssa Hill.
Nathan Hunt.
Whitley Welch.
Lydia Adams.
Andrea Summer.
Juan the Dragon Escalante.
Kelton Zachary Fry.
Courtney Call.
Summer Jackson.
Kenneth Day.
Skylar Moss.
Alisa May Hartline.
Riley Wright.
Cassidy Edgington.
Femi David Adeniyi.
Jacob Kolovich.
Kylie Pettis.
Brock Prince.
Adrienne Turner.
Jeffrey Brailsford.
Jacob Stoker.
Ali DeLong.
Pamela Smith.
Travis Gallagher.
Oakley Gallagher.
Ashley Bishop.
Susan Erdley.
Shelby Christensen.
Caitlin Crowther.
Joshua Terakawa.
Dallin Graff.
Liliana Bernal.
Jana Fox.
Shelby Elizabeth Wilkie.
Stephanie Snow.
Robert Zelke.
Taylor Lawrence.
Ryan Bird.
Ricardo Damian.
Brock Jepson.
Melanie Massey.
Braden McCombs.
Nicole Carbuck.
Holly Ann Wall.
Remy Evans.
Christine Lynn Brady.
Ivan Zaragoza.
Shaylin Segmiller.
Emily Moore.
Melissa Welch.
Bailey Roberts.
Reagan Leemaster.
Shalyn Gray.
Shayna Meekum.
Shelby Howard.
Whitney Archbold del Castillo.
Felicia Antillon.
Denise Sunich.
Kyla Sue Cox.
Kaylee Jean Fordham.
Pamela Fernandez.
Stevie Hutchings.
Savannah Joy Sechrist.
Chelsea Morwood.
Danielle Alexandra Contreras.
Destiny Cormany.
Jalen Jones.
Ramon Reyes.
Cynthia Sue Miller.
Sandra Perkins D. Ferrari.
Manuel Renteria.
Brandon Carnes.
Corey Morrison.
Tyler Young.
Michael Neal.
Jeanette Stander.
Madison Edmonds.
Shania Preby.
Alexandria Armstrong.
Krista Carter.
McCaden Aubrey Howard.
Brianna Harding.
Amber Cram.
Tracy Strong.
Haley Geary.
Shelby Coons.
Chelsea Roth.
Vil Koloa.
Tori Hafen.
Angelina Gonzalez.
Yvonne Bauer.
Shelby Thomas.
Whitney Roderick.
Carl Louis Guinto.
Nyla Nielsen.
Catherine Rogers Burns.
Yamalix Ledesma Santana.
Karen Giselle Corrales.
Alex Hatanaka.
Jacob Wilson.
Sahaley Sindrich.
Kathleen Cooper.
Ikma Honifade.
Fahide Hayula.
Chiidi Okudkwa.
Ileri Olua Shawande.
Hazley Brooking.
Leah Livings.
Danielle Hiddleton.
Ashley White.
Athena Johnson.
Cannon Carlson.
Austin Spalding.
Cashton Sullivan.
Lawrence James Condi.
Casey Maurice Banner.
Brady Houston.
Martina Ann Reep.
Scout Riley.
Chantel Clark.
Chandler Westfife.
Nikel Turner.
Tyler Hudson.
Brianna Brammer.
Marley Stender.
Levi Mag.
Tyker Olds.
Jacob Daniel Jackson.
Rafael Diaz.
Ryan Hannig.
Jesse Jean Smith.
Isabel Brown.
Natasha Fiame.
Sarah Mulliner.
Alyssa Van Valkenburg.
Ainsley Moak.
Victoria Abbott.
Caitlin Oliverson.
Talisa Gibson.
Logan Matthews.
Majera Winch.
Christian El Bakri.
Laken Brooking.
Spencer Von den Eickhoff.
Emma Fisher.
Lila Delaney Egan.
Emily Bryan.
Caden L. Smith.
And Lilia Shankula.
I now ask all degree candidates to please rise. By the authority vested in me by the Dixie State University Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon each of you, including those in absentia, the appropriate degree Associate of Science or Associate of Applied Science with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. You may now shift your tassels to the left, signifying conferral of the degrees. I extend to you the congratulations and best wishes of your university. I ask the audience to now join me in congratulating the Dixie State University class of 2016. You may be seated. I wish now to introduce the director of DSU's Alumni Association, Kaylin Larson, who will welcome our newest alumni. Kaylin.
I welcome each of you, class of 2016, into Dixie State University's loyal alumni. You are forever linked to your alma mater. As graduates of Dixie State University, you are capable of many great things. This is not the end of your Dixie chapter. You are part of Dixie State forever. I ask that each of you continue to actively promote and nurture your university wherever your paths may lead. Stay active with Dixie through our alumni chapters wherever you live. I pledge to do all that I can to enhance the reputation of Dixie State University, and I ask that you, through your own accomplishments and loyalty, do the same. Keep the Dixie spirit alive. Remember the red sands of Dixie, and you all got a bottle at the grad fair. And best wishes for success and happiness throughout your life. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Larson. It will now be our pleasure to honor one of Dixie's great traditions as we listen to the Dixie State Symphony Orchestra and vocal soloist Bonnie Ekman perform Rowene DeFiore's composition, Just for Now, after which I invite Grand Marshal Blakely to come forward.
Thus, we bring the ceremony to an end. Please remain seated for the recessional until the stage participants and the faculty have left the floor.